Justice Department, I know, has opened a civil rights investigation in Baton Rouge. The governor of Minnesota, I understand, is calling for an investigation there as well. As is my practice, given my institutional role, I can't comment on the specific facts of these cases.
It's not just the police. There is a rage race, but acid rain comes top down, not bottom up. It's a kind of anti-black mood, anti-Semitism, anti-Muslim bashing, immigrant bashing, female bashing. Is a kind of mean-spirited division in the country, and this is just one manifestation of the divide.
But you're saying that things have become worse because of that mood, and that mood is obviously very much apparent in American politics at the moment. You're saying that this thing that has been going on for so long has been worsened in recent times by that.
Well, the poison of the rhetoric has had a devastating impact. You attack, threaten to deport 15 million immigrants, undocumented but who work. You threaten to build a wall between us and Mexico, with whom we share 2,000 miles of border. Just the permissiveness toward violence against black people is readily apparent, and we've been using scapegoats for deeper economic and cultural fears, but we're not the cause of them.
You're putting it at the feet of Donald Trump.
Well, it's a factor in that, but it's not just Trump, it's the followers of Trump who really believe that somehow that they have lost, the blacks or browns or Muslims, we've globalized capital, like globalizing human rights, and workers' rights, and women's rights, children and environmental rights. And so they're caught up in the cauldron of globalization, but it has meant a lot to those who pursue capital, but not those who lose their jobs. And there's a kind of scapegoating of those who are likewise suffering. And let me say this fastly in closing, that on the south side of Chicago and the west side, unemployment for adults is around 25%. The youth around 50%. On the white north side of town, it's less than 3%. And so this imbalance based upon racial disparities and lack of opportunity is real and can be documented.
So when people say Black Lives Matter, that doesn't mean blue lives don't matter. It just means all lives matter. But right now, the big concern is the fact that the data shows black folks are more vulnerable to these kinds of incidents. This isn't a matter of us comparing the value of lives. This is recognizing that there is a particular burden that is being placed on a group of our fellow citizens. And we should care about that. We can't dismiss it. We can't dismiss it. So let me just end by saying, I actually genuinely, truly believe that the vast majority of American people see this as a problem that we should all care about. And I would just ask those who question the sincerity or the legitimacy of protests and vigils and expressions of outrage, who somehow label those expressions of outrage as quote-unquote political correctness. I just ask folks to step back and think, what if this happened to somebody in your family? How would you feel?
I am one who always says that you should comply with police officers, especially as a man of color.
That's
when I'm
exactly
stopped by a
correct.
police
And
officer,
I tell my kids the same
officer,
thing.
why are you stopping me? Yes, yes, officer, or whatever. Now, I'm an American. I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to be yes sirring anybody, right? I'm a grown, you know what, man.
You don't
in
have to say
America.
sir, but if he's
yes.
giving you the law, yeah.
But I
okay.
do it because I want to stay alive. That's why I do it. I shouldn't have to. Now, my friends, my white counterparts, don't do that. They speak to police officers in a way that I would never
I
in
speak
a
to them just like
million
you do.
years do.
Recklessly.
And that is the reality of it. I have to do that because I want to stay alive. As accomplished,
I tell my kids
let me
to tell
finish.
them
Let me
exactly
finish. As accomplished as I am, and a man of color on television who are recognizable to many people, I have to do that because I don't want to be shot and I don't want to be killed.
After this week's police shooting deaths of black men in Louisiana and Minnesota, what began as a peaceful protest in downtown Dallas turned suddenly into chaos. Just before 9 p.m., terrified demonstrators running for cover, others stopping to help the injured. Cell phone video capturing the barrage of gunfire.
Shots fired, officer down, it's an assist officer.
Police ducking behind squad cars and buildings. One officer ditching his motorcycle, taking cover.
Snipers just started shooting. Man, like all of the cops were getting shot, man. I just saw cops bending over, man. Like it had to been like 5 or 6 cops, like they was all getting shot down.
Authorities calling it an ambush.
We heard the shots, and I saw one of the officers land down on his stomach, and he was non-responsive. They rolled him over.
At least 2 snipers in elevated positions opening fire during the rally on officers who were not wearing riot gear.
These suspects were positioning themselves in a way to triangulate on these officers from 2 different perches in garages in the downtown area and planned to injure and kill as many law enforcement officers as they could.
I will have more to say about this as the facts become more clear. For now, let me just say that even as yesterday I spoke about our need to be concerned as all Americans about racial disparities in our criminal justice system, I also said yesterday that our police have an extraordinarily difficult job, and the vast majority of them do their job in outstanding fashion. I also indicated the degree to which we need to be supportive of those officers who do their job each and every day, protecting us and protecting our communities. Today is a wrenching reminder of the sacrifices that they make for us. We also know that when people are armed with powerful weapons, unfortunately it makes attacks like these more deadly and more tragic. And in the days ahead, we're going to have to consider those realities as well.